Hey there, once again, wonderful people of YouTube land. It is your friend, Wild Elf 26. Hey, today I'm going to do the comparison video of the gamepads. I'm going to use an actual GameCube style gamepad, and I'm going to compare it against a PS2 style gamepad using an adapter that allows me to use a PS2 or even a PS1 gamepad on any GameCube machine or GameCube playing device. Alrighty guys, so gear up for that, and the Wild Elf will be with you shortly. I'll have to do a little bit of setup here and reposition this camera. And in case you forgot what I look like, haha, oh, hey. Alright, now as you can see, I have my Nintendo Wii set up. And we're at the Wii menu right now. Today, I will be using this GameCube style, Luigi style replacement pad, and this Pelican style PS2 DualShock controller that I had originally modified to match my machine. And I'll be using the PS2 controller with this adapter. It was either an Innovation or Mayflash brand adapter. I don't remember which. It has the PS2 input on this side, and it has a keyboard input. So apparently you could enjoy using either one. There's a switch here to switch from gamepad to keyboard. So that's always nice. These were made in plentiful amounts. And there are different versions of these by different companies. Even Naki made a good one. But it's kind of interesting how Nintendo went from the road of success with the diamond pattern layout of Super NES and Super Famicom and ended up into that chicken foot horrible N64 controller. Thankfully, Retro Fighters came out with Brawler 64. It's a superior gamepad. There's a wired one and a wireless one. If you guys don't have Brawler 64 gamepad and you have an N64 console, you really need to get one. Okay, my complaints are general unruliness about the GameCube style gamepad. Besides the fact it has this chaotic layout that's not a diamond pattern, is the fact that they used the tiniest of D-pads they've ever used, and rather stiff one on top of that. And to play some of the games that came out on multi-platform release during that time was kind of a nightmare to have to use this D-pad only. This was your only choice until adapters made this possible. Sure, there's some third-party ones, but the third-party ones tried to pretty much imitate this a lot. Gamester company, they made one. It was pretty decent. It was a separated, segmented D-pad. But ultimately, they had the same chaotic layout here. I prefer the diamond pattern from the Super NES days. Even on that 64 chicken foot, it had a 6-button layout like a Genesis. People forget this because it was in yellow and had little arrows on each button on the forend. Somehow that confuses people. They think it's a direction button or something. All it was to control the camera in some games. And you could map things to wild configurations on 64. But the GameCube, it had pressure-sensitive shoulder buttons, a Z button that doesn't repeat on the second side. And on top of that, these other systems had dual shock motors, hence dual shock, yet they only had a single shock motor. So in racing games, you don't get slammed specifically on one side of the controller on the GameCube versions. You just get a general shock when the car makes contact. You have no idea what side they're creeping up on you on, with an advantageous speed of knowing immediately what side. No, you have to see on screen what side they hit you on. So that gives the advantage to the computer opponent or to the other opponents sometimes. Okay, so now you know the setup. I'm actually going to be, here just for the heck of it, I'm actually going to be testing out 2 GameCube games, both of them fighting games. And hold on a second, I gotta do something here with this, otherwise that's going to be distracting, more so than I intended. Yeah, I got Street Fighter 2 Turbo going. Okay, we're going to be testing Midway Arcade Treasures 2 for GameCube, and after that we'll be testing Mortal Kombat Deception GameCube Edition. It's nice because it actually includes Goro as a playable character in this version, not available on the other 2. Okay, let me get this camera to a certain angle on the holder, and hopefully you'll be able to make out what I have on screen over here. I'm going to put one of these controllers in player 1 and one of them in player 2, because I have a Nintendo Wii that's compatible with the GameCube and the GameCube inputs. Warning, some of these Nintendo Wiis, these holes are just empty. There's nothing actually in there to connect them to at all. They charged the people the same price for the Wii, like it was the full dog, yet they took away GameCube playability on some of them. Wasn't that nice? Okay. Okay, guys. Let me do this. Okay. Pardon me, I have to get out of the camera angle. Yeah, yes. My production company is Me, Myself, and I. Just a little difficult sometimes. See if I can get this angle just right. Is it in there? Is it the correct angle? Yeah, I should move it closer. There we go. Okay, is that any better? Okay, guys, here we go. All right. I apologize that you won't be able to see my hands using the controllers specifically. Okay, I hope that stays in place. Alright guys, now it's time for Wild Elf to keep his side of the agreement. One GC to PS2 adapter, player 1. Okay, and one regular GC controller in Luigi coloration. Verify it is indeed in Luigi coloration. It's a third party made by Old School, who I found to be a quality controller maker for the most part. I even have some PS and Super NES controllers made by Old School. Okay, there we go. Alright, now I need the Wiimote. I will produce it as if by magic. No, it's not a Zelda flute, but it almost feels like it could be. Alright. Pardon me, I gotta adjust my wardrobe here. Now, am I still on the grid? Yes, I'm on the grid. Come on. Well, in a minute it'll recognize. There we go. Okay. This channel. Yay. What channel? This channel. Verifying GameCube disc. Going into the machine, which will flash blue. If it puts the disc in place. There we go. Hey, how about that? Okay. And there we go. Put that over there. By the way, there's these cool GameCube Wiimote holders for playing arcade-style light gun games like House of the Dead, The Return, and House of the Dead Overkill. Or my favorites, the Capcom Umbrella Chronicles and Capcom Dark Side Chronicles. Yep, Nyko Sure Shot, or Quick Shot they call it. No, Perfect Shot. There we go. The Perfect Shot. Got two of these actually. Although Capcom did release Capcom Chronicles Edition holder. It's a dark black one, but it works pretty good too. Although the handle looks a little weird. Okay. Let's see. Here we go, folks. First off the box, I'm going to put the PS1 or PS2 plug right into the adapter. There we go. We're getting an analog signal now. Okay. That should be A. Wait. Okay, it's accepting now. All right. There we go. Okay. Comparison of configuration. Green button is now X on the PlayStation. Triangle is the top gray button. Circle is the right gray button. And square is the little red B button. On top you have L and R shoulders, plus you have two Z buttons. And the analog sticks are in a more familiar place. Okay. First, let's see here. I'm going to pick, we could go with MK2, but probably going to go with MK3. Okay, MK2, MK3. Okay. Here's the button layout. And for that layout translated, it's actually perfect. High punch, low punch, high kick, low kick, block and run in dual stereo. Okay, start. Oh, the start button is the start button. The audio is not bad. I deliberately have the sound down. Okay. This, of course, is based off the actual arcade MK3, and it's been a while since I remembered what the smoke code was, so I will not be activating smoke during this run. I know you can barely get me in frame here. I tried my best to make sure the TV is mostly in frame. I hope the lighting in the back is not causing too much of a glare. There's a problem though. This is a very high-tech, multi-lensed smartphone that brags about all these multi-camera lenses. The problem with these things is the focus will keep retreating forward and back as the light conditions slightly flicker. So just letting you know, it's not YouTube's quality happening, it's this phone device. But unfortunately, this is the highest megapixel camera that I have available to me. Okay, guys. Cyrex. Okay. Okay. Button layout seems to be complying proper. Special move is coming out easily. Okay, that's the Z button, obviously. There we go. I'm actually surprised because this is on AV and the quality of this image is rather good. It's kind of strange too because when I play PlayStation on here, PS2 even, the image quality does not look this smooth. So here it's almost arcade perfect. And the PS1 version of this game is arcade perfect as far as the graphics go, so the machine should display as good as this or better, and it does not for some unknown reason. So yes, I realize there's interpolation, but interpolation is usually more noticeable on the 16-bit consoles rather than the 128-bit consoles. Okay, computer got that one. Love the garbled electronic sound instead of a yell, because he's a cyborg. A cybernetically enhanced ninja. Okay, that's fun. I'm going to let him get whacked now because I'm going to resume using player 2 controller instead. Okay, now the controls are really weird on this one because this is now high punch, low punch, high kick, low kick, block and run, and menu. Okay. Like I said, this is the first player one. Let him get snuffed. Ooh, and he snuffed him. Ooh, nice and gooey. Okay. Okay. Now press start with this one instead. Haha! I am now on the right side. I was previously on the left side. And no, that's not a political statement. Oh, the computer's being... Yeah, I'm dealing with that GameCube gamepad. It doesn't like to do straight left and rights. It likes to go diagonal because of the tiny little inputs. There, finally. Yeah, okay. Oh. Okay. There. Just had to do random random pot shots on there. Oh, come on. Keeps ducking. I'm pressing back, and for some reason he ducks when I press back at random moments. Come on. Oh. Boom, I remember that one. Catch your train. Isn't it good to help people catch a ride? Okay. Gotta adjust my hat. Yeah, run around the hills and valleys of Hyrule, and it's hard to keep your hat on. And people laugh at you when your hat falls off and you have to grab the sword. Who knew? That's fun. Gotta have a little comedy in there, why not? Cabal. Oh, there we go. Yeah, Cabal's playing pretty good right now. I cannot understand what he says. The closest thing it sounds like that Kung Lao utters when he says that is "Lady, I'll lick it," which, when you think about it, is kind of dirty. Yeah. But then again, the game was rated mature. This is back when they were still using actors in costume on blue screen before they decided to settle on just making full 3D characters. The only people they recorded was some poor unfortunate folks wearing a scuba suit with a bunch of ping pong balls taped to it. The last realistic looking Mortal Kombat, sort of, was what was it? War Gods, yeah. They made a 3D skeleton, but they put digital image skin across it and layered it just right so it looked like the actors that were in costume for that game. It's funny because they had to do double duty. They had to have actors in costume and have the guys in the ping pong suits. Oh, and an advertisement for the movie back in 1995. Oh. Well, that was fun, wasn't it? All right. I've given that a worthy test. And I can tell you, yeah, the D-pad on the GC style is just as awful as I remember them. This really improved it. Only because of my familiarity and skill level with this game did I do as well as I did. But I gotta tell you, these pressure sensitive shoulder buttons, not very fun for fighting games. Okay. Now we're going to test it yet again, this time with Mortal Kombat Deception. Okay. It sounds like a game show host. It might be one. Oh. Wouldn't that be fun? Okay, we're going to reset, eject. Game is ejected. Okay. Now it's time Mortal Kombat Deception. Go feed the machine, it's hungry. Good meal, rub your belly. Okay. This is not the Midway Arcade Treasures 2 game disc. Please insert Midway Arcade Treasures 2 game disc. That's funny because I hit reset. Let's turn power off for a minute. Turn power on. And now I gotta mess with the Wii mode again, don't I? Yes. Gotta go all the way back. All the way back to... There we go. Alrighty. Wii menu, start. Okay. Okay. Got it in the wrong picture ratio, but that's okay. Some of the complications are because of the Vizio. I have a Vizio remote. This is a universal Vizio replacement remote. However, this TV requires a button that doesn't exist on this remote. And the menu system is useless on it too, because when you press menu, you get nothing. The original remote that came with this Vizio originally had a button called Aspect, and this allowed me to go to widescreen or to 4.3. And unfortunately, since I don't have that remote, it's been stuck on 4.3 ever since. Not a problem for some of the game systems. They'll force it into widescreen, but for the GameCube and the Wii itself, for some reason it stays stuck on 4.3 no matter what you adjust in the game systems menu. So just letting you know, guys, in case no one tried that. Watch out for some of the Vizios, the older ones. Other than that, it's a great TV. Okay, there are no memory cards. Continue without saving, press A. Okay, press X, which is a start. I have a memory card. It's just I put it in a different storage box and I don't want to go digging through that at the moment. Okay, guys. Probably remember this intro, and if you don't remember it, enjoy! Right now it's Quan Chi, Raiden, and Shang Tsung fighting each other for this medallion of power that Quan Chi has. Unaware to them is the Dragon King is on his way back. And they're in the Dragon King Palace. That's for the benefit of people that don't know the MK Deception storyline. Okay, guys. It's a rather long intro. My apologies, I didn't want the video to be quite so long. So what I'm going to do is, after Dragon King makes himself noticed and they start freaking out about it, at some point I'm going to start the game during the intro. And they're feeling smug. They defeated Raiden. And now they're going to betray each other again. The undead army of the Dragon King. Onaga the Dragon King. Two are fighting together, and Raiden revived. Now three will fight together. Combined might of those mighty fighters, and they're barely annoying the Dragon King. So he's going to make an explosive charge. Okay, as fun as that is. There we go. Now let's start the game. Okay. No profiles. Time to go to fighting. Arcade. And since I'm not using the memory card, the GameCube memory card, I don't have access to the alternate skins because they're on my profile. But there's Goro, Baraka, even Shao Kahn is playable. Now I'll pick Sub-Zero. Okay. There we go, Cobra, or the MK imitation of Kin. Okay. Slide still works. It's rather brutal. Ooh. Oh yeah, you could use weapons in this game, but you'd have to do the code that draws out your weapons. Or was it a style change? It was style change. There we go. Yeah, I got a weapon too. Yeah, there we go. Okay. As expected, the PS controller is perfect as far as responsiveness to my commands and D-pad directions. press down twice to squat. Close that press. There we go. Okay. That was actually quite pleasant. And I'm going to let him get snuffed here by a scorpion. And then we get to see how the GameCube style controller responds. First I'll throw something down here. There we go. Yep, working good. Oh yeah, you could also knock them through to other backgrounds. I was going to let him just get snuffed, but I guess I can't do it against Scorpion. Something about, I don't know, creed, credentials, something. What do they call those things? Oh yeah, qualms. Gotta have qualms. Yeah, this was before they had all that nonsense about Hanzo and Bihan. These were still based off of the original arcade ones, although they reinvented their look quite a bit. But when they did the reboot, they just lost their mind. They just redid the whole frickin' story. They added X-ray moves. And I gotta tell you, those X-ray moves really... Oh, there's a... Yeah, they do like a frickin' suicide move right there. Oh well. The Harakiris, yeah. If you input a code fast enough, you'll deny your opponent the joy of doing their fatality by just snuffing right there before they get a chance to do the fatality. Alrighty. Now, I'll let Airmac snuff him off here. Move him toward him a little bit. Ooh. Yeah, the attack response usually doesn't happen unless you move toward a couple times. Oh! Ooh, there's the meat grinder. The meat grinder is just off to the right. And depending on how the computer's doing, we may get to see the meat grinder get used right about here. Yep, danger zone. Red line. Oh no! Oh, he didn't use it. Oh, now he'll use it. If he doesn't use it, then the computer's acting mighty weird here. Deliberately position him right up, and there you go. An instant stage kill. He didn't even have to defeat the health bar, just knocked him right into it. So, yes, I want to continue, but with this controller. Oh, it won't let me. Oh, that's right. I didn't pick versus. Dang. Okay. Alright. That's okay. I'll just start a new one here. Pick Sub-Zero again. This time using the GameCube style controller. I mean, to their credit, Old School made a perfect imitation of the GameCube controller, and it's functioning as such. That is to say, they perfectly replicated a basically ill-designed controller to begin with. So it's good work by Old School, bad design by Nintendo doing the GameCube. Gamepad, that is. The machine itself is pretty good. It does kind of irk me there was never a light gun game for it. We didn't get light guns again until the Wii itself. Boom. Okay, I'm fighting Darius. And he doesn't sing songs about time. And maybe he should. That'd be kind of cool, actually. A fighter that sings during the matches? There's some movie a while back. There's some sword fighter that kind of sang between sword slashes. God, what was that movie? I can't remember it. Oh well. It'll come to me at some point. Lin Kuei pose. It's a Lin Kuei pose. Come in, come in the air. Come to the Lin Kuei pose. Ah, don't know where that one came from, but I liked it. Lin Kuei pose. Ah. Interesting. They must have done some specific programming for this version to take into account the quirky D-pad inputs. Seems to be more forgiving on this fighting game. Yeah, I don't see the misdirect nearly as much. But then again, they were bragging about the GameCube release, you know, having specific characters that were not available on the other systems. I mean, Goro and Shao Kahn available as playable fighters was not available on Deception for PS2, and it wasn't available on the Xbox version either. They were literally GameCube exclusives until Armageddon was made. MK Armageddon, different horse. Okay. Well, I'll take down Scorpion here. But on Arcade Treasures 2, the D-pad was showing its illness, but it's doing surprisingly well on Deception for some reason. Okay, he's going for combo. Oh, I spoke too soon. I can't get the slide maneuver to work. There, got the ice to work. There we go. Different level. Normal circumstances, that would cripple somebody. It was like an 8-story plunge he just did. Ah, scorpion got me. There we go. Got the slide finally to work. Okay. There we go. They had their version of a combo breaker. If you hold toward and block simultaneously, you can tend to stop their combos before they get too far along. There he goes, another 12 story drop. Or more. Ooh. That's why you got to be careful around those rails. That's going to leave a mark. Ooh. That's funny. It almost looked like a Three Stooges thing right there. Huh. Dance, dance. We fight, we dance. Oh, let's kick the punk. Okay, we put up more of a fight this time. There he goes. Now it'll stick. Oh, judges give him a 4. Okay, guys. Anyway, that was the mashup. They're about equal. These two controllers, the GameCube style and the PlayStation, are about equal on Mortal Kombat Deception. When it comes to Midway Arcade Treasures 2 and traditional fighting 2D games, this D-pad failed more times than it did not fail. This D-pad was like sublime butter. It just worked. It was perfect. The diamond layout was definitely perfect. This very awkward, hard to memorize positioning. And the pressure-sensitive shoulder buttons were also not very good. Sometimes I thought I hit block or run, and it didn't even register because I didn't press it far enough into the machine. So, other than that, if you can get one of these adapters that lets you use a PS1 or PS2 controller on a GameCube or said Wii, I would do it by all means. And the Pelican brand PS2 controller is one of the more well-rounded controllers I've had for PS2. And I've had different Mad Cats, I've had different Interacts, even a Yabo one that I still have somewhere put away. So I highly recommend, if you have a GameCube, if you have a Wii that's GameCube compatible, please get yourself a PS2 gamepad to GameCube adapter. I think it'll really improve your enjoyment of the games. I also have Resident Evil, the remake for GameCube. And when you play it with a PS controller, it just feels a lot more proper. The button layouts basically fall into the proper layout for the most part. There's some difference in the shoulder buttons a little bit, but that's minimal, and it really makes the experience feel a lot better for Resident Evil Remake on the GameCube. Just FYI, if you don't have a Wii that plays GameCube games, they actually made a Wii version of this remake. There's a couple of glitch-based cheats that you could do only on the GameCube version that they addressed and got rid of on the Wii version. So just want to put that out there too. Okay, guys. For fighting games, I'm going to recommend that adapter. The D-pad is much sweeter, and I don't know what Nintendo was thinking of when they decided to put Game Boy Advance first model D-pads on their primary machine. It's so micro. If you compare this to the D-pad on the N64 controller, this looks like such a micro puny pipsqueak, this D-pad, compared to that D-pad. It's ridiculous. Well, thanks, guys. I hope you enjoyed this time that we've spent together today. And remember, guys, always enjoy your retro gaming. Keep your swords sharp. Keep your flutes in top condition, and your ocarinas too. And fight the good fight. Defend Hyrule. And keep an eye out for any Triforces. Thanks a lot, guys. This has been your friend, Wild Elf 26. I hope I said that at the beginning. And I'll catch you guys next time. I know there was some time waiting for this particular review. I hope it met your expectations to some point. And hopefully, the main thing, we had some fun doing it. All right. Have a good one, guys. Bye.